Listen, I'm sorry this.
Well, it looks like we're gonna say it like it is, like it is, like we always do in this channel. Say it like it is. This guy's gonna say it like it is. Dear police, military, and other order followers, because that's what you are. That's what you are. You're in the military. You think you're doing good. You think you're fighting for freedom. How's it working out? Have you seen these New World Order cops in these videos? Have you experienced a New World Order follow cop that wants to trample upon your rights? Huh? Have you seen any videos? I've been watching a plethora of them on YouTube, different channels. Midwest Safety, Here's the Deal, The Civil Rights Lawyer, and quite a few others that I can't remember the names of the channels off the top of the head. But these cops are out there and they are literally trampling upon the rights of people. And a lot of people don't know the rights. But yet, there's a movement I am seeing in these videos increasingly of people who do and are pushing back and know what the hell they're doing. There's people out there, auditors going to post offices and other public places just to see, if everything's on the up and up, because it's your tax dollars at work, or maybe not at work, right? You have a right to see what's going on. And these people are filming in places like in post offices, in designated areas where it's allowed. But yet the postal workers don't like it, and they'll call the popos police. What does that mean? Well, I never gave it much thought, right? But I took a class in college, university, 20 years ago, I would like to say. This class I probably took in 2002, roughly around there. It was called, it had the word policy in it. All right, it was about policies. And the instructor or professor said that police officers, I don't even think they're enforcing law. They're called police because they're enforcing policies. And that stuck with me. Which is it? Are you enforcing the law, which it doesn't seem like they really are, or are you enforcing policies? Which, I mean, a lot of this shit isn't even constitutional. So what is a policy? I just looked it up to refresh my memory, and I was right. I was on the right course. A course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or individual. It's my policy to say that you don't record in here. Well, is that constitutional? Do I have a right to record here? Is this a public area? It is a public area. I have a right to record here. This is what a lot of these people, these auditors, I think you call them, go into public buildings, and I think even courthouses in front of them. There's a lot of videos out there, man. And these people, like in the courthouses, these courthouse workers or security guards or postal workers are like, well, it's our policy that you can't do that here. It's our rule. It's a okay, fuck your rule and policy. That's not constitutional. You have a right in public places to, this is what the auditors are saying. These people who stand up for their First Amendment, they're saying, look, this is a public place, public facility. I'm in the correct designated area. I'm not going in sensitive areas of the building. I have a right to record. But then they'll call the popos, and popos will say, who don't know they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They'll say, well, you don't have a right because this is private property and this is government property, which is private, and you don't have a right to be here, and you can't be a right to record. It's retarded. It's policies. Policy is a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or individual. They can make up anything. So what? They said it's your policy. Okay. And they want to say it's the law. It's just bullshit that they make up, and then they want to enforce it with these order followers, is what I'm trying to say. Our rights have been trampled on. This is not the land of the free. You're not. It's an illusion, and we have just remnants. We just have crumbs of an illusion because they really want another heaping helping of a fucking lockdown. Don't kid yourself. And this guy right here is going to talk about the ostrich farm. They're culling all the ostriches in the name of, oh, we just want to protect your health. That's retarded. If one ostrich happens to be sick because what did you put into its body, neglect or its environment, you don't kill the rest of the flock. I would say the birds, right? Flock. It's like I've been bringing this up for years now since the scamdemic. If little Johnny and little Susie are sick, right? Come home, mommy, I don't feel good. My tummy hurt. After school, right? Or you have to go pick them up in the middle of the day because you got a call from the nurse saying that he or she's in the office and they're sick and they need to go home. Do you go, okay, little Johnny and Susie, as they're driving home, right? I think it's time that we make you go permanent night, right? You're driving home. Picture a parent doing that. Just picked up little Johnny and Susie because little Johnny and Susie's sick. I think it's time that you go. I think it's time you take a long nap because you're sick, and it's for the greater good. We don't want to catch what you got. As a matter of fact, we're just going to do that to the whole family. The whole family tonight's going to take a big nap, all of us together. Is that cool? And little Susie and Johnny don't really know what that means, and they're like, "Yes, mommy, that sounds nice." That's like the head of the household, the mom, the dad, or the parent, I should say, picking up their child from school because they're sick, and then deleting the child, deleting themselves because this is just nothing but it's insanity. It's depopulation is what it is. It's depopulation. It's total insanity. And these order followers right here, right there. They can't wait. Watch them. There's a lot still in action right now, but there's a lot more that who become dormant since the end of the scamdemic that cannot wait to come out and give you the beatdown. You're not free, Australia. Europe's not free. Canada, you're not free. In America, you damn sure ain't free. Just about a lot of other countries aren't free. You're not. Not when you got shit like this. You got sanctioned, organized, legal gangsters who have badges and guns are roaming around ready to put you in a fucking cage over nothing. God forbid if they ever pulled you over and you exercise your rights and hurt their feelings, right? Then they're gonna just treat you like a redheaded stepchild. See what this guy has to say. Can you get to play? I don't know. Maybe I lost it. I pressed play.
This is super inappropriate, Shane. You shouldn't be comparing these two things. And I actually have a friend who...
Let me rewind it.
to say, this is super inappropriate, Shane. You shouldn't be comparing these two things. And I actually have a friend who I've known since grade 3. He's an RCMP. He's messaged me and unfriended me saying this person was shot.
All right, it's not going to cooperate like this, so I'm going to have to do this. Let's just take this from the top. Let's just take it from the top. Dear police, popos, military, and other order followers, we need you to act with morality. You know how many videos I see about the people that get like pulled over and shit, and they're innocent, and they're like calling these police officers order followers. They're like, where's your morality, man? I didn't do anything wrong. Why you keep trying to start something, trying to find something when there's nothing there? I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. And a lot of times, quite a few times, they didn't do anything wrong. But these order followers, they don't want to exercise morality. They're like fucking evil robots. Most of them. All right, show me a good cop these days. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it from what I'm seeing. All right, and you got order followers in the military, and the ones that weren't order followers, like the ones that didn't want to take the vaccines in 2020, well, they had to get out the military, and they were pissed off. So let's take a look at this. What he has to say here.
So I shared a meme to my story yesterday, and my cousin's son messaged me to say, this is super inappropriate, Shane. You shouldn't be comparing these two things. And I actually have a friend who I've known since grade 3. He's an RCMP. He's messaged me and unfriended me saying this person was shot and killed by responding to a thing. And I don't mean to offend anybody over this. What I want people to think about is the fact that following orders is what leads to atrocities. And we have, in our country right now, we just saw a bunch of healthy birds executed under the guise of they were a public health threat, which they were not. Pretend for a minute that a flu went through a old folks home, for instance, and some people died from the flu, and then the ones that had the flu and recovered, they're alive now. Do you go and you kill all those people? No, you don't. And then say, oh, it's to protect everybody. No, those birds potentially...
See what that says? They want to normalize killing the sick, the unhealthy, and mentally ill. They're killing our food supply, attacking farmers and attacking pets, and soon they'll attack you. That's right. This is brewing big time. They want to come for us. They want full-blown tyranny any way they can get it. All right? And these cops out there they're not looking too good. Well, more and more people are getting sick and tired of this shit. Really, seriously. All right? Getting sick and tired of the tyranny. Sick and tired of all this nonsense. Attacking our food, spraying us like bugs. Increasingly putting poison in our food. People are increasingly getting sick and tired of this bullshit.
Yeah.
So dear order followers, knock it the fuck off. Get a backbone, get a brain, and exercise some morality, damn it.
The key to surviving a bird flu pandemic, which I would bet money even, that they intend to do
Kill
some
us.
gain of function research
No, there's no such
with
thing
the
as gain of
bird flu, and then release that on
there are
us
no flus.
and
Come on.
pretend that it's natural like they did with COVID, which it wasn't. There's all kinds of gain of function going on in that. And everybody who's paid attention knows that from the beginning, and you were called a crazy conspiracy theorist for pointing that out or saying that. Those birds are an example of authoritarianism, which is coming to Canada. It's absolutely happening. I messaged my friend who is the RCMP and said, listen, I'm sorry this offends you. I don't know who that was. But you got to look at the fact that blindly following orders has led to atrocities around the world, and that's what this is meant to say. And you cannot continue to pretend that you guys are doing a great job. I have tons of respect for policing and for police officers and the work that they do. But the fact is, blindly following orders is what's going on right now. And Trudeau should be in jail for the rest of his life. He lined his pockets by ordering 10 COVID shots for every Canadian. And he has investments in Arbutus Pharmaceuticals through the University of British Columbia. They make the lipid nanoparticles. I might not have pronounced that company correctly, but look into it. He has made millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars from that type of thing. That's called racketeering. That is a crime. Okay? Crimes against humanity, because tons of people are getting sick and dying from those shots. And I even went to my chiropractor, a friend of mine today, and he was saying, you wouldn't believe the number of people who come and they tell me about all these ailments that they're having now. Tons of people getting cancers, tons of people having heart issues. It's sickening. It's absolute crimes against humanity. Trudeau is guilty of that, openly. What else? Treason against Canadians. Okay? Where is the RCMP doing about him? What is the RCMP doing about these globalists who are trying to enslave us with a digital ID and a central bank digital currency? Canadians are losing faith in our systems, and I don't want to lose faith or trust in the systems that are supposed to be here to protect us. But like the media has lied to us nonstop about all of these things. When are they going to be held accountable? And the police are blindly following their orders, or I don't know what's going on there. I wish that they would stand up for Canadians. I told my friend, you know what, I wish you guys would stand up for Canadians rather than doing what the government tells you, because that is how the Nazi regime occurred. Okay? It was because people just blindly did what they were told.
And that's what they're doing now.
They didn't act with morality.
That's what they're doing now.
They didn't act with justice. Oh, by the way, Trudeau also used the RCMP to break up a peaceful protest, which ended.
These New World Order cops, remember the New World Order cops beating you down, fighting with you, because you wanted to be fucking free. You wanted to be free, you wanted to be locked down like a damn prisoner. There were no fucking viruses and people were sick of that bullshit. It was tyranny rising is what it was. It was a dry run for a New World Order. People didn't want to put up with that shit. So they went outside of their fucking prison called a home, right? That these tyrants wanted you to stay in. And cower in your corner and suck your thumb and wear your muzzle and say, Mommy, I'm scared, the virus out there. Fact that noise. So the people took to the streets. They, instead of proverbial pitchforks, but they had signs, or they just went out there marching streets in Australia. I seen it. Fucking in London stand, they all gathered together, thousands of them. Take that needle and shove it up your arse. Remember that video I showed? Remember that? But then the cops, the New World Order cops said, mofo, get back in your get back, get the club out, the nightstick, get the tear gas, the pepper spray, get back in your damn home, your prison. Remember that? These fucking order follows, and they're still around, pulling innocent people over, doing home invasions on innocent people, all kinds of crap, right? And they can't wait to get another heaping helping. Not every single one of them, but a majority, because we have a majority of order followers out there. Just look at the damn sheeple out there that muzzled up, scared to death, going to the grok store, the grocery store, driving in their car, on their bicycle, or an Espanol de bicicleta, right with a muzzle on, because the powers that thought they be said, wear your face tight be. Never once did the sheeple think, well, this is suffocating me. I'm breathing in GMO fibers. It's going into my lungs. This can't be good for me. And if a virus is real, it will go in my eyes. It would still go through because if you're breathing in some air from the fucking muzzle, if viruses were real, it would go through the mask. Anyway, idiots. Fucking order following morons out there. Every single one of you, including your neighbors, so-called neighbors, out and about, wearing their muzzles, following the arrows, wearing your stupid get-ups, your COVID costumes and shit, thinking you're blocking a virus that doesn't even exist. Fucking order follows are dangerous. You lobotomized, branch COVIDian
the lockdowns
dumbasses.
And ended all these forced injections, which they were planning to do. In the United States, they're
Say that again?
up a peaceful protest, which ended the lockdowns and ended all these forced injections, which they were planning to do. In the United
he's saying the protests ended the lockdowns and the forced injections, which they wanted to do.
States, their constitution has the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech, which Mark Carney is trying to get rid of by censoring anybody, removing their internet, debanking them. If he doesn't like what they're saying, well, guess what? That's a violation of the First Amendment in the United States. And the Second Amendment is to have guns. It's not for hunting. It's to protect yourself from a tyrannical government. And they're also trying to take your guns away, too, from law-abiding citizens who are pointing out the fact that our country is becoming a communist, authoritarian shithole. It's becoming a nightmare, okay? I don't want to see that. I love this country. I grew up here. I helped to build it. I'm an engineer. But I'm at the point now where it's like the threat of guns is what stops authoritarians.
Yeah.
And that's why they want to get rid of the guns.
Of course.
Imagine how much different the world would be if Germany didn't take away people's guns during World War II and they started coming to round up the Jewish people. Okay? I'm sure that if a few of those Nazi SS order followers got shot for trying to do something completely inhumane, such as rounding up people they considered unclean, I'm sure that whole situation would have went different, because it would have sent a message to the order followers to smarten up. And there was a time where I was concerned that I was going to get rounded up because I'm unvaccinated, and guess what? I have better fucking immunity than anybody who took those bullshit COVID shots, because my body and every other person who is smart enough to see through this, our bodies experience the entire 28 proteins of the virus rather than just the toxic spike protein created by the vaccine that also has SV40 and all kinds of other toxic shit in it. They injected you with the most toxic part of the virus, the part that was intentionally put on the common cold virus, which is a coronavirus. They injected you with the thing that mimics HIV, okay? This is the really uncomfortable shit that nobody wants to hear or talk about, but that is literally what the spike protein is. Okay, when I first heard that, I cried by the lake for like an hour because I realized how evil this is. So if you...
Here's one thing that annoys me, what you just said. Like when some evil son of a bitch tries to do me wrong, like these bastards try to do us wrong, you ain't gonna see me crying by no damn lake. You're gonna see me getting fucking pissed off. But there's a lot of people that, when men and women, when they're confronted with evil or done wrong by someone or something, they'll say, "I just couldn't believe what they did, and I cried, and I booed." Nah, I ain't shedding a tear. I ain't shedding a tear. You done pissed me off. I get pissed off. I ain't shed no damn tear. I'm going by no damn lake crying over what they did with the COVID shots and shit. Fuck that noise. I'll put you on blast is what I'll do, but I digress at any rate.
You think that you're going to come and take my guns or force vaccinate me after all this bullshit we've got, I've got news for you. No, you're fucking not.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't want to hurt anybody in my life, but I will not allow that type of treatment to happen to me. Okay? And neither should you. Nobody should allow it. It's horrendous what has happened to people in this country and around the world, and the evil people behind it need to be held accountable, and they need to be held accountable now. They should have been held accountable years ago, but the fact is that order followers are the problem. So stop following orders and start doing what's right.
Sorry, I had to digress there a little bit to explain why it's important not to be a brain-dead order follower, and why it's important that the threat of violence for being a brain-dead order follower exists. And there should also be, this next part is about the threat of, don't try and push shit on us that we don't want, because nobody's asking for this digital ID, and we all are, like, people are rebelling against it all over the world.
But guess what? I know how to take down this globalist digital ID system, and I'm about at the point where it's like the threat of knowing how to take that system down.
Okay, about, not a boot. Canadians need to work on that. That and a couple other words. But I digress at any rate.
Might be what stops these pricks in their tracks. And maybe that's what everyone needs to do. I'll give you a hint. In London, they're cutting down all the cameras and the poles that host those cameras without a fiber optic network, doing all of your transactions with your digital ID and your social credit system. Guess what? They can't keep track of all of that. I don't want to see that. I'm not telling anybody what to do.
Yeah, what about these bullshit flock cameras that keep going up everywhere? Flock cameras. If you don't know about that, look that one up. More fucking surveillance. Your facial recognition, your license plate. Man, they are really trying to clamp down on us, folks. We gotta put our foot down. We got to. Otherwise, this is it. You want social credit scores, huh? That's right around the corner. AI robots. I mean, robots. Armies of robots. It's unbelievable.
But guess what? The threat of retaliation should be enough. But these people are not going to stop. They want to control everything and everybody. And think of how insane you have to be to think that you can do that. Think of how fucking crazy you have to be to think that you should have the right to control everything. It's unbelievable that this is happening. They're poisoning our food. They're poisoning the water. They're poisoning the air and the sky above us. They're lying to us nonstop. If you don't believe that evil runs this world, that's all you have to do is just start paying attention. Because if you look at the world through the lens of evil runs this world, guess what? Everything suddenly makes sense. Like, we've had the technology for many years to meet every single human need, yet life gets harder and harder and harder for people. That is by design. That is not an accident. Okay? It should be getting easier and easier and easier, and life should be getting better and better and better.
It's not.
Okay? But it's not. And that's because of these pricks, and it's also because of order followers blindly doing what they're told rather than thinking and acting with morality. And I really hope that you act with morality and with integrity and stand up against this shit. Because if we don't, guess what? There's going to be a lot of people dead. And that's exactly what these pricks want. They want to depopulate us. They wrote it all in stone. It's all in the Georgia Guidestones. It's disgusting. If you look into it, you start studying the occult. You can look up Mark Passio. You can watch a series called The Cult of the Medics on Substack. There's tons of resources. I can post about them. Ask me in the comments because I don't have time to do all these things. But like, seriously, stop blindly following orders and think with your heart and your mind and your intelligence. And I don't want to see anybody getting hurt, but I'm not interested in being controlled by these authoritarian psychopaths. And we all need to stand up and say, no, I've had enough. Anyway, this is a long video. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful life. I love you and everybody except the globalists.
Yeah, exactly. Message here to all these order followers: knock it the fuck off. Knock it the fuck off. Stop being a fucking tyrant, road pirate, pulling people over stupid things, harassing them. Show me your ID, show me your papers, bullshit. Knock all this shit the fuck off, alright? There are real legit criminals out there, and those are the ones that need to be focused upon. Everyone else needs to be left the fuck alone, alright? And the order followers that are in the military, the popos, the government, and just all facets of society. Even the ones that are your so-called neighbor, ones that you see following the fucking corporate media's stupid lies that you should muzzle up Dr. Fauci and you should muzzle up and wear your muzzle, wear tree face diapers while you're having sex and all this stuff. Remember that? He said wear tree muzzles while you're having sex. One of the most strenuous things you could do if you do it right. There's a lot of breathing involved. There's a lot of cardio. There's a lot of push-ups. And Dr. Fauci said wear tree muzzles. Tree face diapers on. Remember that? Order followers out there, they were complying left and right because they're all on the left. They're out in left field. Remember that? Stop being a fucking order follower. Use your brains, all right? And get some fucking morality. It's one thing we're lacking. Whether bitch you likes it or not, we start addressing that, especially when it comes to, well, what I'm seeing out there as far as these this generation of women are concerned. Not again, just like cops and other entities of our society. Not everyone is bad. Just like I'm going to address these newfangled women. Not every woman that's alive this generation, the younger ones, not everyone's bad. By and large, they're damaged goods, and that's going to be addressed too. The lack of morality. I'm not saying you that's watching, so don't get butt hurt and start mouthing off and being stupid. All right, I'm saying, I'm just going general on this. All right, that needs to be addressed too. There's a lot of channels that are addressing this out there, and I'm going to be one of them because morality on all levels, whether it's in the popo section, the sector, the military sector, the government sector, whatever it is, we need to get some morality. All right, this ship needs to turn around because it's not looking good. Just blindly following orders, never questioning once. Is this right what I'm doing? Is this a good thing? Is this a moral thing what I'm doing? Or is this immoral? You know? That's what I got for you right there, you order followers. I'm sick of them. You've seen the order followers. The reason why we were in that predicament in 2020 is because this world's filled. You saw it. Too much. Too many are filled. This world's filled with too many order followers. Whether it's your co-worker, people we know at the gym, you see them in the stores, driving their cars with their muzzles on. There's order followers on all levels of life. And this shit's gotta stop. It's time you fucking start using what your chemtrail brain, what's left of it, alright? Your quaxinated brain, and start thinking, hey, man, am I being duped? Really? Are there viruses for real? Or wouldn't it go through my mask? Why am I wearing it? Do you remember when the Center for Disease Creation 2020 said you could actually make your own muzzles? And they were getting how creative people were getting, right? They were laughing at you, you sheeple. They were laughing at you. You idiots. You idiots. You Branch Covidians. Stop being a fucking order follower, damn it. The order followers are dangerous. What I got for you. Don't be a troll out there. I know, as they say in Canada, I wish they would work on it. But that's what they say. They would, instead of saying I'm out, hey, this is RFB, I'm out. They say I moved. See you in the next one.